Cybel Sapinyo and the rest of Perpetual will try to end their stint on a high note, while Shane Di Maano will look to lead Salle Lipa straight into the quarter-final round. We're still here at the San Andres Sports Complex in Manila for the 2023 Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational Tournament. Earlier on, NU Nazareth School, UST, and California Academy all winning in straight sets. And in our last two matches, we have Emilio Aguinaldo College, ICA versus Naga College Foundation. And Kings Montessori School will take on Bacolod Taytong High School. But first, we have Perpetual Help taking on De La Salle Lipa in our fourth game of our Saturday offering. Hello everyone who's watching us live sa Solar Sports, Tap Sports, Plus Network, and on our Shakey Super League platforms. Ken Panglinan once again with Kayla Reyes. And Kayla, this time because last day na ng eliminations, we have a clearer picture of what to expect because teams will now gun for victories to advance to the next round.
Well, for De La Salle Lipa, they'd want to secure their spot to make it to that second spot for the quarterfinals. And meanwhile, for Perpetual, they'd like to end their Shakey's campaign on a high note.
So let's begin our Shakey's pre-huddle of the game, brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Our team standings will give us a glimpse of what teams need. Ito nga, we see here De La Salle Lipa group with NU Nazareth School who is already advancing to the next round. So isa na lang yung hinihintay dito in Pool A.
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, De La Salle Lipa needing to win this match in order to advance to our quarterfinals happening tomorrow, Sunday.
So let's see if De La Salle Lipa can finish the job. But first, let's look at the last game nitong University of Perpetual Help. In their opening game, they lost really badly against NU Nazareth, but better showing here against Gracil Christian College Foundation.
Yes, as you mentioned, Ken, rough start for them as they went against NU. And for their second game versus Gracil, they lost in 3 sets, so they were able to put up a good fight with scores 25-22, 25-23, and 25-14 again against Gracil.
And you know, Zybel Sapinyo finally showed up in that game, 16 points, and they will need her output once again in this game. On the other hand, for De La Salle Lipa, they took care of their opening assignment against Gracil Christian College Foundation, but they really took a beating at the hands of a formidable NU Nazareth School squad in their last game.
Yes, they lost in straight sets versus NU 25-17 and 25-7 in that second set. Although Shane Di Maano continued to prove her potential and strength for De La Salle Lipa, having 6 points coming from 5 attacks and 1 ace. Not her usual performance though, as she was only limited to 6 points.
So can she bounce back with a better performance today? Or will Zybel Sapinyo and the rest of the team play spoilers for today? Let's turn you over to our venue announcer, Migs Torres.
And now, the starting lineup for both teams, starting with the University of Perpetual Help System Delta Junior Lady Altas. Number 8, Zybel Sapinyo. Number 12, Jenna Jimenez. Number 15, Ishi Sancho. Number 16, Danica Palileo. Number 17, Francesca Delgado. Number 18, Hannah Kiamco. And their starting libero is number 2, team captain Zoe Santos. Head coach for the Junior Lady Altas is Sandy Rieta. And now, the starting lineup for the De La Salle Lipa Green Stallions. Number 7, team captain Shane Di Maano. Number 5, Danielle Aldovino. Number 6, Aliana Rocafort. Number 10, Sandra Ramirez. Number 16, Vida Caringal. Number 17, Raiza Mamailaw. And their starting libero is number 11, Gabrielle Reyes. Head coach for the Green Stallions is Imelda Mendoza.
Here we go. It's Perpetual Help taking on De La Salle Lipa here in our Saturday offering. Ken Panglinan once again with Kayla Reyes as we present to you our starting lineup. Sapinyo, Jimenez, Sancho, Palileo, Delgado, Kiamco, and Zoe Santos, their team captain, is also their starting libero. Samantala naman for De La Salle Lipa, we have Aldovino, Rocafort, Di Maano, Ramirez, Haringal, Mama Ilaw, and JT Reyes ang kanilang starting libero. So Perpetual help in white. Ito namang La Salle Lipa in green. So hello who's watching us live sa ating live stream platforms or also shown live sa ating Solar Sports, Tap Sports. And take a look here at Hana Kiamco. Gets us going here as this set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. As they go for that 1-2, Delgado sets up Sapino. Picked up there by Aldovino. Chance ball for the girls in white. Delgado goes back to Sapino. Nabitin doon on that approach.
As you mentioned, medyo awkward nga yung approach. That was Sapino, one of the girls who will be heavily relied on for the side of Perpetual in today's match.
On the other hand, if you're De La Salle Lipa, you know, the future is in your hands dahil nga it's up for them to advance to the next round with a win here. But you know, if you're Perpetual help, you want to play spoilers for against De La Salle.
And definitely a response there coming from Shane Di Maano. Another impressive cross-court hit. Perfect pass from the libero. Set up to Shane Di Maano going over those blockers.
Shane Di Maano, the team captain for La Salle Lipa, will try to lead her team once again. You mentioned Kayla, she had a relatively quiet performance in her last game.
Versus NU, yes.
Yeah. But so far, so good for La Salle Lipa.
And one thing I've noticed really with De La Salle Lipa is how hard and how heavy they serve, which really challenges the reception of their opponent.
And you saw there our serve of the game brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. Let's see if Perpetual can get things going here. Sapino. She will try once again, tapping it in. Great save by Di Maano. Delgado will look to go middle, but that's too strong.
Attack coming from the middle blocker of Perpetual. Her approach was, you could see her approach way under the ball, which is why that ball sailed out on that last rally.
And so far, yung mga set para dito kay Sapino, mostly nasa likod niya eh. So she's having a hard time approaching that ball.
Definitely, and to get to that, to generate power, everything really comes from that approach.
And a service ace for La Salle Lipa. So strong start after losing against NU Nazareth in their last game. So Rocafort, Yana Rocafort, their setter for La Salle Lipa. One of the graduating players for them, together with their libero, JT Reyes and Ayesha Atienza, as Perpetual finally on the board. And we talk about this girl, ito si Cheska Delgado. Setter for Perpetual, really tall setter, only grade 11, but brimming with a lot of potential for Coach Shandy Rieta.
That's actually a huge advantage for Coach Shandy Rieta, as she is indeed a tall setter, meaning she has the abilities to attack and block as well on whenever she's in that front line.
And it will present an opportunity for her because in the seniors program, Kat Arceliana, one of their setters, will be graduating. So Jasmine Sapin is their main setter. They will need that reliable backup, especially pag nag-double sub na yan. You need those types of players, and Jessica Delgado certainly fits the bill there. But so far, La Salle Lipa, torrid start, make that 8-1. Really on a mission to bounce back from that tough loss against NU. They want to enter the quarterfinal round, and they're showing it right now, Kayla.
Definitely, and Shane Di Maano, very aggressive on that service line. Actually, I covered their first game here in the Girls Volleyball Invitational League, and the same thing is happening all service aces coming from Shane De Maano. Very skilled server, kargadong-kargado ang kanyang mga services whenever she gets the opportunity on that deck.
And, for Salle Lipa, you've got the who's there. Yung mga nanggaling dyan, Alea Malaluan, the Maraginot sisters. This program has really produced some of the finest collegiate stars and even yung mga pro players na nakikita natin. And Salle Lipa certainly has that intact for them.
Yes, and they're always contenders in Palarong Pambansa. Very impressive in different regional and national tournaments as well.
As we take a look at our fun family pizza of the game, brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. So fun Saturday afternoon, kahit medyo maulan, they're really enjoying the action. Nandito pa rin po tayo sa San Andres Sports Complex in Manila. And we're really glad to have you here. Our very last day of the elimination round. So lahat ng games natin from here on out, really important. Dahil nga, it will determine who will advance to the next round and who will be out. And Salle Lipa, one of them, trying to book that last spot in Pool A. 9-1. Tong Perpetual has yet to get going.
Shane De Maano still doing a lot of damage, although followed by that service error. She had about 4 or 3 service aces in that mini run coming from Salle Lipa.
It's interesting. Although they have 3 graduating players, si Shane De Maano, who's only in grade 11, she has been tasked as their team captain. As a grade 9 student naman, that's Kyle Aldovino with the attack from the right flank.
Yes, another standout for De La Salle pa in the likes of Daniel Kyla Marie Aldovino, going for that cross-court attack on the opposite side.
This squad nito ni Coach Aimee Mendoza, relatively young. So many girls na marami pang playing years. Later on, we'll see Mazen De Silva, only 12 years old, imagine. Really performing well para sa kanila.
Actually, when I was reviewing the lineup of De La Salle pa, I was very shocked to see, as you mentioned, Mazen De Silva, only grade 7. Riza Mamaylao at 16 years old and already here playing great volleyball.
Meron din si Alexa Abelardo, only at grade 8. On the other hand naman, for Perpetual help, as we take a look here at the replay, Perpetual scoring that point via that error galing dito sa Salle Lipa. Cybel Sapino, one of the, well, actually their leading scorer para dito sa Perpetual. This is a relatively young group, Kayla. Kumbaga nabuo lang daw sila, literal from intrams. Kumuha lang sila ng player from the intrams. As Karingal scores on that hit.
Amazing attack coming from Karingal, but we have to give credit to their setter for being able to set her up very efficiently on that last play.
Going back to Perpetual, Kayla, how tough is it na yung binuo lang kayo and then you'll try to play organized volleyball here as another service ace for Salle Lipa?
Well, that's definitely a challenging act because in volleyball, volleyball is a team sport and chemistry inside the court and knowing the movements of one another is very important. So of course, you need to do a lot of trainings together, team bonding, just in order to gel the team, especially once they hit that floor.
But if you're Perpetual, you're in good hands because Coach Chandrieta finally appearing here for her high school team. Kasi nung first 2 games sila, it was Coach Jasper Sapin who took over as their head coach. Coach Chandrieta really busy with the college tryouts. Naghahanap siya ng players who would be part of that vaunted program. But now, here, helping itong kanyang high school girls squad. As Ramirez denied. Free ball for Perpetual. Let's see what will they do here. And that is too strong from Kiamko.
As we saw in that last play, she hit that ball way under without being able to approach. Hindi din siya naka-atras just enough to hit that ball. which is why she committed an error.
And now it's Ramirez at the service line. Sasan Ramirez, grade 10 player. Good serve. And now it's chance ball naman para dito sa mga naka-berde. Running attack from Karingal. That will sail out.
Great attempt though coming from Karingal. Definitely one of the hardest spikes in volleyball to attempt. Although missing that line by just a bit. Point will be given to the Lady Altas.
So 13-6. Let's see if Perpetual can find their bearings here. Di Maano. Off the block, it drops.
Another great attack coming from Shane Di Maano. Perfect set. You see she really likes those sets coming from her setter. Yung medyo close to the antenna already as she's able to fully explode on that approach.
So Yana Rocafort and Shane Di Maano connecting that time. Bringing the lead up to 8 points, 14-6. Make that 9 via that service ace once again.
Salle Lipa very consistent on that service line. High percentage in terms of their service aces. This time it's Karingal doing some damage.
So 15-6.
Better reception.
That's right. Delgado goes to Sapino. Good try, but it's out. And that's why LaSalle will have a double-digit advantage, 16-6, as we head into our second technical timeout. Back with us here in the San Andres Sports Complex, where you are seeing our super fans of the game. Brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. 16-6 is our tally. Salle Lipa up as Di Mayuga will check in, replacing ito si Karimal. So Kayla, what do you think itong Perpetual needs to do to come back here in this opening set?
Well, so far, they really have to prioritize the reception as Salle Lipa has been very aggressive, as I mentioned earlier, on that service line. Multiple service aces in a row coming from almost Di Maano and Karingal, as well as their attack errors, having to minimize those as we just saw in our last rally.
Parang when I see itong Perpetual, I haven't seen them execute a very clean attack per se compared here to Salle Lipa.
Yes, and that's because that they have a faulty reception, and of course your setter is unable to set up any place if you don't have that first ball.
On the other hand, Salle Lipa looking good so far. Kiampo sending it over. And now it's Di Maano once again cross court, and that will work.
And one thing I've also been noticing here is even if they have faulty digs or faulty first balls, walang follow-up sa second ball sa paghahabol ng second ball. And in volleyball, the ball is still live unless it hits that floor. So of course, throwing your body and sacrificing your body just in order to save that ball is the most important thing in volleyball.
You know, that's the growing pains of a new team like Perpetual. Like we mentioned earlier, pinuulang talaga sila sa intrams, literal. And mapapansin mo din dito, Kayla, parang they're still finding that leader that who they can trust and rely on, certainly in these kinds of situations.
Well, this is all really part of the process. As you mentioned, they are a new team. So this tournament will definitely help gel them and get to know each other more and how each other works on that court.
As Delgado tapping it over. Si Reyes na nag-set. Chance here for La Salle Lipa. Di Maano, off-speed attack. And that's enough to earn them that point once again.
Shane Di Maano, this time variating her attacks. Kanina puro power attacks yung pinapakita niyan. This time going for a drop shot on the donut hole of the side of Perpetual.
And now the subs come in for La Salle Lipa. Aldre Las and this girl, Mazen De Silva, the 12-year-old. Finally, her first showing here in this game. And this is no ordinary 12-year-old, Mazen De Silva. Another good serve galing dito sa La Salle Lipa. Ito, pagkakataon for the white shirts. They go to Kiamco. And that is still out.
Again, a lot of attack errors piling up on the side of the Lady Altas here. Something they really have to minimize in order to get their score closer to De La Salle Paz.
Cash Miranda, papasok na rin dito. She will replace Sasan Ramirez. To the delight of this crowd here at the San Andres Sports Complex in Manila. 15-point lead for the girls from Batangas. Wow, that clips the line and it's a service ace once again.
That was a lucky service ace coming from Di Mayuga. Looked like it was going out but falling right on that line.
Bagong pasok, immediately contributing itong si Luisa Di Mayuga.
And those are the players that coaches love to see, yung bagong pasok lang and creating a big difference on that court. Although miscommunication there at the side of Perpetual, nagkatinginan lang yung libero and one of the spikers on that third ball attempt. So that was the second ball.
And now Shane Di Maano, pinantanden muna dito. As La Salle Lipa, 2 points away from grabbing this set. 17-point lead, comfortably ahead. Remember, in Pool A, we already got NU Nazareth School on top. We're still waiting who will advance with them. Will it be Grasel Christian College Foundation or itong La Salle Lipa?
Meanwhile, Sapino finally getting a point off that pipe attack. She really has to start heating up here in this match if they want to end their campaign on a high note.
Back row attack naman from La Salle Lipa. And that will work as well.
That was a great attack coming from Cash Miranda. And I'd also like to commend the Perpetual Lady Altas. That was what I mentioned actually earlier, Ken, how kahit medyo faulty nga yung first ball nila, kahit papano may habol pa din or attempt to save that second ball.
But right now, it's set point for La Salle Lipa. Another service ace will end this set. A dominant display here for the girls in green. Service aces, attacks, you name it. La Salle Lipa winning it 25-7 as we end set number 1. Set number 2 in just a bit when we return. Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational League, as Salle Lipa very dominant against Perpetual Health in set number 1. They win it 25-7 as we take a look at some of the highlights in set number 1. Kayla, grabe yung pinakita nitong Salle Lipa. From the start, they really set the tone, and with the quarterfinal slot up for grabs, they really grabbed it and took this one.
Definitely, Salle Lipa very aggressive on that service line every time they get a chance to serve, and a lot of service aces as well coming from their side. On the other hand, for Perpetual, no reception so far, very faulty receptions here at the first set, and as well as a lot of attack errors coming from their end. So let's see if they'll be able to bounce back here at the second set.
Take a look at the stats here. Nakita natin, look at that, aces, 15-0 for Salle Lipa.
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, again, very aggressive on the service line. 15 aces to none coming from the side of Perpetual, as well as the attacks. 5 attacks from the side of LaSalle versus Perpetual only having 1 attack so far in the first set.
You know the good news, if you're Perpetual, this is still a winnable game as we bring you this set number 2 brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken mojos now.
Although Karinga there starting the second set with a service error.
So this time around, Perpetual nakauna dito. Let's see if they could build on that.
Also a different lineup we're seeing here at the second set for the Salle Lipa.
Actually, it's their second stringers inside for them, with the exception of Raisa Mamailaw. As take a look at that set, using her left hand.
Great adjust for that set and dropping it over the blockers. No one there for the defense of Salle Lipa.
Last trying for the 1-2, and that'll work.
Great 1-2 play there coming from Last, the second setter of the Green Stallions. Going for the donut hole once again of the Perpetual Lady Altas. Rattling the defense.
So Salle Lipa is actually called the Green Stallions.
Different from the usual lady spikers that we hear, or archers that we also hear.
Akala ko they were called the Green Chevrons. So it's Green Stallions na pala, as here Perpetual showing some life with their floor defense so far. But that time around, De Silva with a cross-court hit.
Again, impressive Maizen De Silva, only grade 7. Although that point will be awarded to Perpetual.
In-overturn ng ating referee yung kanyang initial call. So Perpetual getting that point, outside down yung huling atake nitong Salle Lipa. So it's 3-1. Atienza rather, sending it over. Back set to Delgado. So reversal throws right there. De Silva, the lefty. Sapino. And that is, it's in. Actually, it's in. Good angle there coming from Saibel Sapino.
That was a great shot coming from Saibel Sapino. A no-look shot actually. Her body was facing cross-court but angled her hit to the down-the-line zone. Very smart play that time coming from Sapino.
Although service error kontra dito sa Perpetual. But you know, after that, at the end of set number 1, so nanalo nga Salle Lipa 25-7. I was observing itong bench itong Perpetual. Parang di sila natalo ng grabehan ng first set because they were smiling, they were joking around, and you love that morale coming from that team even though ganun ngayon nangyari.
Well, the game isn't over until it reaches, since this is best of 3, the first one to win 2 sets, and I feel like they will be showing better performance here at the second set, and so far looking good on the side of Perpetual.
And it's really better when you have Coach Sandrieta this time around. Kasama na nila here on the bench, guiding them. gotta remember, itong Perpetual, yung seniors program nila, we covered them, Kayla. And they were the lone NCAA team that qualified in the quarterfinals, talking about that pre-season conference.
Yes, last September. That was my first time actually covering NCAA teams and seeing Perpetual for the first time. Great volleyball program as well, care of Coach Shandy Rieta. And it's also nice to see him here coaching his high school girls. In order, of course, hoping that these girls choose to stay in Perpetual and play for them in college.
But itong Salle Lipa with back-to-back points. Inching closer here, cutting the lead down to the slimmest of margins. 5-4 is our tally. Mamayla with the serve. Oh, eclipse the line. It's a service ace once again.
That is Riza Nicole Mamaylao, only 16 years old with a service ace to the back line of the side of Perpetual. No one there to get that first ball for them.
And a good serve once again. So a chance ball for the girls in green. De Silva tapping it over. Palileo unable to get that ball across.
Palileo not being able to decide on whether what she would do on that last play. So turns out to be an attack error for her.
Good serve once again, Palileo. Last Aldre goes to first spiker there. That's Cash Miranda.
That's a great attack coming from Cash Miranda, breaking down the walls of the blocks of the side of Perpetual this time.
So 5 straight points after being down by 3 earlier on in the set. Another good serve from Mamaylao. Delgado ngayon pumalo. That's too strong. And Salle Lipa now on top by 3 points, 8-5 here in our first technical timeout. But you know, Kayla, you gotta love yung improvement so far nitong Perpetual from that first set.
Yeah, so far the reception of Perpetual has improved here at the second set. Although their attack errors, yun yung medyo sayang in that last baby. So a perfect pass to the setter. The setter was able to set up the opposite, although followed by an attack error. So consistency na lang yung kulang on the side of Perpetual. But Lipa, of course, great performance so far from their second stringers. You'd love to see. That's Mamaylao and Maizen De Silva leading for the side of the Green Stallions.
Kasama din dyan, Cash Miranda contributing well para sa kanila. As we take a look at our face of the day, brought to you by Shakey's. Order favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now. So waving at the crowd. Matandaan natin, we still have 2 more matches after this one. Emilio Aguinaldo College, Ika will take on Naga College Foundation. And in our last game, that should be an interesting one, Kayla. Kings Montessori School taking on Bacolod Taitung High School.
Definitely a lot of exciting matchups still up ahead for us in today's last day of our preliminary round.
And lahat po yan may bearing dahil nga it's our last day of the elimination round. We're trying to determine who will enter the quarterfinals. Sorry, Kayla.
Definitely, a lot of the games would have to be a must-win for one team or the other. So, medyo may pressure factor din involved for our girls today. But let's take a look at that quick attack coming from Karingal in the middle. Perfect setup coming from their setter, that is Las, the second stringer for De La Salle Lipa.
Actually, medyo nakakailan na rin yan si Karingal, their middle blocker.
Again, another attack error coming from the side of the Lady Altas.
And itong Lady Altas hasn't scored in a while itong Salle Lipa, 8 straight points.
It was a great start though for the Lady Altas, but De La Salle Lipa starting to heat up here at the second set. Another point coming from Karingal. Great anticipation and timing on her end, putting that overpass away.
Lida Karingal once again towering over the defense. That's 9 unanswered points for Salle Lipa. 11-5 is our score. Make that 12-5. 10 straight points, which will now... Actually, referees looking at one of the audience members flashing her phone. And consequently, tumawag na rin ng timeout dito si Coach Andrieta. Let's listen in to their huddle.
Huwag tayo umang sa error nila. Gawa tayo
Oh, inom na kayo. Ayaw nyo?
Hoy, last touch ka na eh, oh. Papaluin mo sa net. I-over mo. Di ba sabi pag pangit, i-over nyo lang. Last touch kayo eh. Gawan yung paraan. Hindi bibigyan nyo yung score.
Again, we heard the coach of the Perpetual Lady Altas saying not to be choosy in terms of their second ball, and if it is a faulty set, the best thing to do is really to bring that ball over instead of committing an attack error. And earlier, before the timeout, I saw the girls talking to their setter and how they wanted the sets, but then again, once the setter releases that ball off her hands, you have no choice but to really adjust or bring that ball over.
But that time around, still nothing coming from the Lady Altas. 13-5 Salle Lipa. Alam mo, sayang Kayla eh. Lumamang na sila, 3 points, 5-2. But ever since that time, they've been committing error after error after error.
Definitely. It was a really great start for them here sa second set, but again, errors are very costly and deadly for in any game actually. And so far, it has been De La Salle pa showing their dominance in the second set.
But finally, itong si Delgado stopping the bleeding ng kanyang kupunan with that attack.
That's a great drop ball coming from the opposite of the Perpetual Lady Altas. That was Delgado, as you mentioned.
Cheska Delgado actually started out as the setter here, but now converted into an attacker. So pinagsiset muna nila dito is Angelica Esquilio.
Another quick attack though coming from Caringal. Great setup as well coming from Malas. Really rattling and challenging the floor defense of the Perpetual Lady Altas.
So back-to-back points. Good first ball. Let's see what they can do here. But that time, unable to get that ball across the net.
That was Jenna Chris Jimenez. I saw her attempt though to try and adjust to that set as the set was quite close or tight to the net, but unable to do so on that last rally. Let's see how they bounce back here though.
And that time around, another attack error galing dito sa mga nakaputi. And now we head into our second technical timeout. Salle Lipa with a double-digit lead, 16-6. Sports Complex in Manila as we take a look again at the group standings. Pool A, we already have NU Nazareth School on top, qualifying to next round. And Kayla, very important, not only this match, but yung last two matches natin.
Yes, for De La Salle pa again, for this match, they really have to win this one. And so far, all things looking good for them in order to join NU at the top to advance to our quarterfinals.
But later on, we still have two important matches. EAC, Ika taking on Naga College Foundation. And Kings Montessori School versus Bacolod Taitung High School. That match really intriguing in terms of not only the talent involved, but the major implications that we have heading into the quarterfinals as Salle Lipa opening up an 11-point lead. Blocked right there by Karingal.
Another point coming from Vida Karingal. Great net presence for her in the middle. Single block as well. Very skilled middle blocker here.
She has been pouring it on so far. Good first ball by Sapino. Let's see what they do here. Actually, that was a good attack. So chance ball na dito. Let's see if they could capitalize. Great 1-2 play.
That's something we'd have to see more coming from Perpetual. That was from Aizal Reyes, the setter, going for that 1-2 play on the donut hole on the side of De La Salle Lipa.
Pag Reyes talaga, magaling eh. 18-7, of course. Ken Pangalinan kasama ninyo with Kayla Reyes. Still got you here. After this one, you still have 2 more matches. And good attack galing dito kay at Miranda. Cash Miranda cashing in on that attack.
That was amazing so far coming from the second stringers of De La Salle Lipa. Stepping up for their squad as they get a chance to play here.
19 serving 7. Salle Lipa looking good. From the back, Sapino. She drops it in.
It's a smart hit coming from Sapino, seeing na naka-atras yung depensa ng De La Salle Lipa, going for that off-speed attack behind the blockers.
Their most reliable attacker, ito si Sapino.
So far, seemingly quiet here in this match as she exploded for double-digit points on her last match.
And
But back-to-back hits coming from Sapino this time, right on cue actually.
really pumping her fist on that one. Parang sabi niya, sa wakas, nakaisa rin ako. 19-9. Actually, that was a good serve. Let's see if Perpetual can build on that. Salle Lipa on the attack. They go to Atienza. And net touch violation against Perpetual. Sayang, they were on a roll.
Yes, those unforced errors have to be minimized again on the side of Perpetual, giving away free points to the Green Stallions on that last net touch.
And look who's coming in. Grade 8 Alexa Abelardo. She will now serve. 20 serving 9. Sapino. Block right there. And a good tap over galing dito kay G. Sacho.
Some of the points we want to keep seeing from the Lady Altas, most of their points as well coming from drop balls or when they start to variate their shots.
Salle Lipa, a chance here to attack once again. They go back to Atienza, but this time, na-cover na siya mabuti doon ang depensa ng Lady Altas.
Great timing there by the blockers of the Perpetual Lady Altas.
Ito yung sinasabi mo, Kayla. You saw there si Delgado. Although she's now an attacker here, ginugroom nila maging setter ito dahil nga she's got the size and seemingly parang may potential talaga maging good setter as she sets up Sapino there.
Yes, you can see her. Maganda talaga yung kamay niya at yung bigay niya ng bola in terms of the second ball. That's very important for every team, especially to have a tall setter. That's a huge advantage for any team. And even in college, they really normally look for players who, setters rather, who are tall, taller than the usual.
But that's what they have to work on, yung mga momentum buster na service error, attack error, pinamigay ulit nila yung puntos sa Salle Lipa. That's Salle Lipa up by 9 points, 21-12. Good set. Sapino tapping it over.
Once again, as I mentioned just a few moments earlier, variation of shots really seems to be working for the side of the Perpetual Lady Altas, going over the block and falling right on straight to the floor. No one there on the side for the defense of the Green Stallions.
Only an 8-point lead. Aldre Las sets up Atienza, trying for the cross-court hit, and she's successful right there.
That was a great attack coming from Atienza. Kitang-kita din sa kanyang approach on that last play. Power generated from that approach, going cross-court this time.
Aisha Atienza. Good set sa Pino. And check ball ang sinabi ng ating referee.
Perpetual still in the game here. Lipa 3 points away from advancing to the quarterfinals.
Wow, that's a good first ball from Abelardo. Di Mayuga, that's too strong.
Attack error there as Di Mayuga hits the ball way under.
Just wanna quickly say hi to Sheila Salaysay, who's on her way to Bataan, covering a basketball game. Malayo-malayo yung bahe. Aslas. They go to Miranda. Delgado sending it over. Aldre Las this time to Di Mayuga. Aldre Las, who will she go to? This time to Mamaylao. So good job varying their attack. Delgado pumalo and she scores.
Better defense again coming from the side of Perpetual. And a perfect pass to the setter, which is why she was able to set up the opposite for that amazing down the line spike.
So it's Zaibel Sapino on deck to serve. They've managed to cut the lead down to 6. But yun nga, Kayla eh, pag nagkakaroon na sila ng momentum, masasayang kasi it's always been an error that's been halting their run.
Definitely, and volleyball is a game of momentum. It shifts very fast. For 1 second, you can be on a mini run, and the next, all the momentum has shifted to your opponent because of a single error. So very important to minimize those errors, and so far a lot coming from Perpetual.
Di Mayuga picked up there. Delgado will try once again. What a block coming from Karingal.
Was another great block and great timing coming from Vita Karingal. You can see as well, she really masipag siya in terms of her net defense. Well, she is indeed a middle blocker, but you can see her attempting kahit anong palo yan, wherever that set goes on the side of Perpetual, still there, attempting to block that ball.
Pinayuhan talaga eh. Delgado. She will try for that off-speed attack. Last will set up Atienza. Easy ball. Let's see what Perpetual can do. Fajarillo. Good rally we're seeing so far. Chance ball for Salle Lipa. Aldre Las goes to Miranda, and that is short. Point goes to Perpetual.
Great rally though we saw on that last play. Great floor defense shown on both ends of the court, although that rally ending with an attack error as it goes straight to the net.
So Perpetual saving a match point, 24-17. Delgado, actually Sapino from the back.
Great attempt there though coming from Karingal, although mistiming that block. As we take a look at that replay, she jumped quite too early. That's why the ball slipped through her hands.
So this is the closest they've been so far, 6 points. Talking about Perpetual, Aldreilas. And Vida Caringal puts it away.
I've been watching Vida Caringal ever since the beginning of the match, and wow, just so much passion in how this girl plays.
Putting on the finishing touches in this amazing display of dominance by De La Salle Lipa. They win it in straight sets, 25-7, 25-18, as they will advance to the next round. Our MVP of the match in just a bit when we return only here on the 2020. For the Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational League as Salle Lipa advancing to the quarterfinal round as they beat Perpetual Health 25-7, 25-18 as we take a look at our MVP of the match brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and mojos now.
Congratulations, Vida Caringal, on an impressive output again. Great net defense and net presence in terms of your blocks. Sobrang sipang mo din pumasok at pumatay ng bola. So congratulations again on the win and for advancing to our quarterfinals.
No, Vida Caringal, alam naman natin, very formidable frontline player para dito kay Coach Aimee. And here she is with us. So Vida, congratulations. So Vida, nanggaling kayo sa pagkatalo against NU, really tough loss. So ano yung pinaghandaan nyo going to this match? Lalo alam nyo na you need to win this game to advance to the next round.
Nag-focus lang po kami sa amin po ng training. As in, ang dami po naming pinaraktis po para lang po mapanalo po at ma-make sure po na makakapasok po kami.
Okay, now that you are advancing to our quarterfinals, what is your mindset coming into the next round?
Ang mindset po namin is, of course po, to win and to do our best po and to play the game with all that we have and with a great attitude po.
Ayan, so Vida, this is your chance para bumate at magpasalamat. Go ahead.
Hello po sa Caringal family and Carnation family po nanonood po. Thank you po sa mga parents po ng ka-team ko po na sumusuporta. Pati rin po sa mga ka-team ko po. Thank you po sa kanila. Thank you din po sa coaching staff po, pati rin po sa mga taga Salle Lipa po na patuloy po sumusuporta sa amin.
There you have it. Vida Caringal, our best player, our MVP of the match, and you will receive a super card and gift certificates coming from Shakey's. Ayan, parating na. Abangan mo lang. Ayan, there you go. Our MVP of the match, Vida Caringal, together with her ecstatic teammates, having a photo op and well-deserved award para sa iyo, Vida. Congratulations sa inyo and the rest of De La Salle Lipa as they defeated itong Perpetual in straight sets as we take a look at the highlights. Set number 1, Kayla, sinet talaga ng tone nitong Salle Lipa. They know that they needed to win this game and they really came out with guns a-blazing.
Yes, for set 1, De La Salle Lipa very aggressive again on that service line. They had a lot of service aces in the first set. On the other hand, for the Perpetual Lady Altas, no reception to be found and committing a lot of attack errors as well, which shifted the momentum to the side of De La Salle Lipa. And that's why they won the first set.
Perpetual really having trouble finding their bearings in this set, and that's why such a big margin there, 25-7. Actually here, pagdating ng set number 2, Kayla, Perpetual really did a good job starting out well. They led 5-2 early on, but 11 straight points by Salle Lipa really did the damage for them.
Yes, a better start for Perpetual here in the second set, but still committing a lot of errors, which really shifted the momentum to the side of the Green Stallions. Even if they were getting a few points here and there, it's always followed up by an error, which is why the momentum, as I mentioned earlier, has shifted to the side of De La Salle Lipa, and just Lipa showing extreme dominance again in that second set.
As ito nga, Salle Lipa winning it in straight sets, 25-7, 25-18, as they will advance to the next round alongside NU Nazareth School. But up next, it's EAC Ika taking on Naga College Foundation, our second to the last match here in our preliminary round. So tutok lang po kayo dito sa ating Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational Tournament. Wag po kayong aalis.